All right. This is gonna be very chaotic. I'm warning you now. Hello all my beautiful people. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Jada and I hope you're doing amazing. Today's video is gonna be a little chaotic because kind of doing a 2-for-1 kind of deal. This is gonna be a book haul, a pangobooks haul. If you don't know what pangobooks is, what are you doing? Pangobooks is an app where you can buy and or sell used books. I'm obsessed with the app. 10 books in this haul that I've purchased from pangobooks. The reason this haul is a 2-for-1 is because there are books that I bought for fun, which are these for my pleasure, so I can read them. And then these are very special books. I'm going to tell you about them. We're going to go through these first. These books, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. I'm waiting on another one, but it's going through some complications right now with the post office, so that one will be included. I will be going to a book festival on June 10th. I'm super excited. I'm going with my book club and then my mom. It's gonna be so much fun. I had to buy the books so that I have something for them to sign. Obviously the book festival is free, so I'm super stoked, and these are the books that I got for them. So let's just get into it. So I will be showing you what the books that I got, and I will read you the synopses so you can read them along with me. Let me know what your thoughts are, or if you've already read them, you just let me know what you thought of the book and tell me what you rated it. So the first book I have is When We Make It by Elisabet Velasquez. This is poems. I haven't read a poetry book in forever, so I'm super stoked to read this. She is a first-generation Puerto Rican from Brooklyn, which I love. She's not from the Bronx like I am, but Brooklyn is close enough, I guess. Let me read the back for you. Sarai is the first-generation Puerto Rican question asker who can see with clarity the truth, pain, and beauty of the world, both inside and outside her Bushwick apartment. Together with her older sister Estrella, she navigates the strain of family traumas and the systemic pressures of toxic masculinity and housing insecurity in a rapidly gentrifying Brooklyn. Sarai questions the society around her, her Boricua identity, and the life she lives with determination and an open heart. When We Make It is a love letter to anyone who was taught to believe that they could not make it, to those who feel their emotions before they can name them, to those who still may not have all the language but have their story. Velasquez's debut novel is sure to leave an indelible, never heard that word before, mark on all who read it. So this is gonna be super fun. I am not a first-generation Puerto Rican. My mom is first-generation Puerto Rican, but I'm a second-generation Puerto Rican, so I think this is gonna be super cool to read about my people. I have not read any Puerto Rican authors, which is gonna be super exciting. So I'm really stoked for this one. This one is called Vanessa Jared's Got a Man, a novel. That's not part of the title. This is by LaQuette. I want to say her name is LaQuette. Can we talk about this cover? How stunning is this? Look at that. Super cute. The color is amazing. A sexy, funny, romantic drama about a woman getting her groove back and a second chance at love. We love second chance romances. I don't think this is that kind of second chance romance, but she's giving herself a second chance, and why not? Period. Go up, queen. Vanessa has decided to pull herself out of her post-40, post-divorce slump by forming the Savvy, Sexy, and Single Club with her 2 best friends and starting the Do Me portion of their lives. Period. But on the 2-year anniversary of the club, a very sexy sheriff shows up on Vanessa's doorstep wanting her help to keep his little sister from marrying Vanessa's no-good ex. Ooh. Vanessa wants nothing to do with the man until she spots a photo of her ex's new fiance wearing her grandmother's ring, which he'd clearly stolen from her. How rude is that? Now Vanessa is ready to take the trifling fill-in-the-blank down. Ooh. What she does not expect is to fall in love along the way. she's gonna fall in love with the sheriff. I'm here for it. This one's gonna be super fun. It's super short too, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so that's Vanessa Jared's Got a Man. Vanessa Jared sounds like she's gonna be a boss ass bitch, and I'm here for it. I'm super here for it. Go Vanessa, get your ring back because he stole her ring. How fucking rude. So the next book is a book everyone and their grandmother has read. So this is 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. Should I add this to my June TBR? Because it's in June. Maybe I will. Who knows? If you haven't read this, don't worry, you're not alone. I haven't read it either. But we're going to, and it's going to be super much fun. So much fun. Anyways, 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. That's going to be fun. They're both African American, which we love. We love. Okay. Let's read it. Let's read it. 7 days to fall in love, 15 years to forget, and 7 days to get it all back again. That sounds super intimidating. Like, guys, why are we on a time crunch? Eva Mercy is a single mom and best-selling erotica writer who is feeling pressed from all sides. Shane Hall is a reclusive, enigmatic, award-winning novelist who, to everyone's surprise, shows up in New York. These all take place in New York? I love it. Does this take place in New York? This one's insane. When Shane and Ava meet unexpectedly at a literary event, sparks fly, raising not only their buried traumas, but the eyebrows of the black literary? What no one knows is that 15 years earlier, teenage Ava and Shane spent one crazy torrid week madly in love. Oh. While they may be pretending not to know each other, they can't deny their chemistry, or the fact that they've been secretly writing to each other in their books through the year. That's so cute. Over the next 7 days, amidst the steamy Brooklyn summer, Eva and Shane reconnect, but Eva's wary of the man who broke her heart and wants him out of the city so her life can return to normal, because she runs New York, period. Before Shane disappears, though, she needs a few questions answered. With its keen observations of creative life in America today, as well as the joys and complications of being a mother and a daughter, 7 Days in June is a hilarious, romantic, and sexy as hell story of two writers discovering their second chance at love. Now that is a second chance romance. I'm here for it. This sounds fun. Moving on. This cover is stunning. This is We Are Not Like Them by Christine Pride and Joe Piazza. I want to say, I probably said that wrong. This looks super, super, super stunning and super cute, okay? I don't remember what this one's about, so let's just... This one is already signed on a nameplate, so I won't be bringing this with me to the festival, but that was cool. That was a fun surprise. Okay. Told from alternating perspectives, We Are Not Like Them is a riveting and compassionate novel about the lifelong bond between two women, one black and one white, whose friendship is indelibly altered by a tragic event. Jen and Riley have been best friends since kindergarten. As adults, they remain as close as sisters, though their lives have gone in different directions. Jen married young, and after years of trying is finally pregnant. Riley pursued her childhood dream of becoming a television journalist and is poised to become one of the first black female anchors of the top news channel in their hometown of Philadelphia. But the deep connection they share is severely tested when Jen's husband, a city police officer, is involved in the shooting of an unarmed black teenager, as per usual. But we're not getting into politics. 6 months pregnant, Jen is in free fall as her future, her husband's freedom, and her friendship with Riley are thrown into uncertainty. Covering their career-making stories, Riley wrestles the implications of this tragic incident for her black community, her ambitions, and her relationship with her lifelong friend. We Are Not Like Them explores complex questions of race and how they pervade and shape our most intimate spaces in a deeply divided world. But at its heart, it's a story of enduring friendship, a love that defies the odds even as it faces the most difficult challenges. This sounds kind of messy, and I kind of love it. So, We Are Not Like Them. There was another one by this duo that I wanted to read, but I couldn't find it on Pango, and I did not want to pay $30 for the physical copy, so I just got this one. But Christina Pride and Joe Piazza, We Are Not Like Them. Stunning cover, super cute. This sticker I want to take off so badly, but it's not cooperating, so I left it. The next one is The Spite House by Johnny Compton. This is a spooky book. I am super obsessed with spooky books. Eric Ross is on the run from a mysterious past with his 2 daughters in tow when he comes across a strange ad for the Mason house in DeGener, Texas. Eric thinks they may have finally caught a lucky break. The most haunted place in Texas needs a caretaker. All they need to do is stay in the house and keep a detailed record of everything that happens there, provided the house's horrors don't drive them all mad like the caretakers before them. It's giving The Conjuring. The job calls to Eric not just because there's a huge potential payout, but because he needs access to the secrets of the Spite House. If it is indeed haunted, maybe it will help him understand the uncanny power that clings to his family, driving them from town to town, too afraid to stop running. Okay. A terrifying gothic thriller about grief and death and the depths of a father's love, Johnny Compton's Spite House is stunning debut by a horror master in the making. That's it. That's pretty much says itself. It's like The Conjuring, because the house is haunted and they need to figure out what's going on. I love that. The Conjuring is one of my favorite movies, so super excited about this. Thank you, Mr. Johnny. Johnny. Those were all the books that I got for my book festival outing in June. I'm super excited. Period. Now, these books are books that I bought on pangobooks as well, but these were the ones I got for me because I wanted to read them. -1. I already read one of these, but I wanted to read these, so let's just go through this one. The first book that I got was for me and my masochist heart. A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tillie. This is probably, if not, my favorite book of all time. I loved this book. This book was a 5-star read for me. If you haven't read this book, please grab some tissues and read it. It's not long, I promise. It is so good. I'll read the synopsis for you, but this is my favorite book. I love this book. I love this book so much. Okay, are you ready? One kiss lasts a moment, but 1,000 kisses can last a lifetime. One boy, one girl. A bond that is forged in an instant and cherished for a decade. A bond that neither time nor distance can break. A bond that will last forever. Or so they believe. Oh, I'm getting teary-eyed just... No. When 17-year-old Rune Christiansen returns from his native Norway to the sleepy town of Blossom Grove, Georgia, where he befriended Poppy Litchfield as a child, he has just one thing in mind. Why did the girl who was one half of his soul, who promised to wait faithfully for his return, cut him off without a word of explanation? Rune's heart was broken 2 years ago when Poppy fell silent. When he discovers the truth, he finds that the greatest heartache is yet to come. This book, I'm telling you, I adore this book. Adore it. Read it. If you haven't read it, read it. I read it on my Kindle and I just needed the physical copy and that's why I bought it. And this was $3. Shout out to Emmy Reads. I bought this off of her pangobooks. Love you, queen. So good. 10 out of 10. 5 stars. Okay, don't come for me. Don't come for me, alright? I haven't read this book yet, okay? Archer's Voice by Sheridan. I'm gonna read it, I promise. This is on my June TBR. I'm gonna read it. I promise. I'm gonna read it. It took me forever, but I'm gonna read the synopsis, okay? If you haven't read this, don't feel bad. I haven't read either, but whatever. I wanted to lose myself in the small town of Pelion, Maine, to forget everything that I left behind. The sound of rain, the blood, the coldness of a gun against my sin. Gun? Nobody said there was a gun. No one said there was a gun. For 6 months, each breath has been a reminder that I survived and my dad didn't. I'm almost safe again, but the moment I meet Archer Hale, my entire world tilts on its axis and never rights itself again. Period. Until I trespass into his strange, silent, and isolated world, Archer communicates with no one else. Yet in his whiskey-colored eyes, ooh, that description of eyes gets me every time. Whiskey-colored eyes, something intangible happens between us. There's so much more to him than just his beauty, his presence, or the way his hands communicate with me. On me? She said communicate with me and on me. I promise, I'm not making that up. But this town is mired in secrets and betrayals, and Archer is the explosive center of it all. So much passion and so much hurt, but it's in Archer's silence that we might just find what we need to heal and to live. This better be good, y'all, because if not, I'm coming at everybody who gave this 5 stars. I'm coming at you. I'm super excited. This is gonna be on my June TBR. So, continuing on the spooky track that we were talking about before. The Shining by Stephen King. I'm gonna read it. This is thick, and look at how tiny the font is. So this is gonna be a doozy. I have to train the spine because this book is not floppy at all. Unlike, for example, this is gonna be doozy. So if you haven't seen the movie by Stephen King, The Shining, it's so good. It's another one of my favorite movies. Super, 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 super good. I have that, and then I also, this is technically book 1 and this is technically book 2. I know they're like a series. This is Dr. Sleep by Stephen King, and this is The Shining. So The Shining is with Danny. Yeah, Danny, and then this Dr. Sleep is Danny when he's older. So if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Oop. But this is what I bought. This is what we're here to talk about. Danny is only 5 years old, but in the words of Mr. Halloran, he is a shiner, aglow with psychic voltage. When his father becomes caretaker of the Overlook Hotel, his father is Jack Nicholson in the movie, just for reference, Danny's visions grow out of control. As winter closes in and blizzards cut them off, the hotel seems to develop a life of its own. It is meant to be empty, so who is the lady in room 217? And who are the masked guests going up and down in the elevator? And why do the hedges shaped like animals seem so alive? Ooh. Somewhere, somehow, there is an evil force in the hotel. And that too is beginning to shine. This is gonna be so good. I want it to scare me out of my wits. But I don't know if it will because I already know what happens. But still, I'm so excited. I've been dying to read this book, so. So this one is Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. The reason I purchased this was because I saw the movie on Netflix and I didn't think I was going to like it, and I adored it. So when you adore the movie, you get the book and you know the book is going to be better. Example, Exhibit A right here. The Hunger Games. Adore the movies. Worship the books. Those okay, I lied. This is not my favorite book of all time. Those are my favorite books of all time. Hands down. Yeah, so this is Where the Crawdads Sing. Okay. For years, rumors of the Marsh Girl have haunted Barkley Grove, a quiet town on the North Carolina coast. So in late 1969, when handsome Chase Andrews is found dead, the locals immediately suspect Kaya Clark, the so-called Marsh Girl. But Kaya is not what they say, sensitive and intelligent. She has survived for years alone in the marsh that she calls home, finding friends in the gulls and lessons in the sand. Then the time comes when she yearns to be touched and loved. When 2 young men from town become intrigued by her wild beauty, Kaya opens herself to a new life until the unthinkable happens. Perfect for fan, blah, 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 blah. Irrelevant sentence. Where the Crawdads Sings is at once an exquisite ode to the natural world, a heartbreaking coming-of-age story, and a surprising tale of possible murder. Owens reminds us that we are forever shaped by the children we once were, and that we are all subject to the beautiful and violent secrets that nature keeps. This movie was very, very good. Did not expect that ending. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But super exciting to read this. Yay! And then the last book for our haul today is Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. This is also a show on HBO with Amy Adams. I want to say Amy Adams. I enjoyed the show. Definitely check your trigger warnings before you read this and or watch the show. This has very heavy content in it. I know that for sure. What just tell you? Fresh from a brief stay at a psych hospital, reporter Camille Precker faces a troubling assignment. She must return to her tiny hometown to cover the murders of 2 preteen girls. For years, Camille has hardly spoken to her neurotic, hypochondriac mother or the half-sister she barely knows, a beautiful 13-year-old with an eerie grip on the town. Now installed in her old bedroom in her family's Victorian mansion, Camille finds herself identifying with the young victims a bit too strongly. Dogged by her own demons, she must unravel the psychological puzzle of her own past if she wants to get the story and survive this homecoming. I'm super excited to read this. I love me some psychological thrillers. Those are usually my favorite books to read. So I'll probably read this and then I'll watch the show again. And then I'll probably do the same thing with this. And the same thing with this. So super excited to rewatch those because I've seen all 3 of these. These are the books that I got on pangobooks to read for pleasure, for me, for funsies. These are the books that I got for the book festival. I will be taking you guys with me on this book festival, I promise. 10 books, pangobooks. Definitely check it out. If you follow me on Instagram, my pangobooks is listed in my bio. I don't really have very interesting books. I'm gonna post some new books on there in a few days because I just emptied out this entire bookshelf. So if you're interested, if you're not, let me know. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this book haul. I don't have any more coming, I promise. I'm on a book buying binge. I'm done buying books unless they're super duper duper cheap. No, I'm done buying books. I'm serious. This is another chaotic book haul, and I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you have read any of these. If not, if you have, tell me what you rated them and if you enjoyed them. And I look forward to hearing from you. As always, all of my social media will be mentioned in the bottom, in the description. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Can't reach. Can't reach. Ugh.